This week's webinar is brought to you by PremiumBeat.com, providing high-quality stock music for all of your video and film projects.
Let's build on what we've learned. Here is a set. What we just did, except now I've animated that swing back. It went from a 0-0 position to an angle and a slight scale. I animated a blue bar coming out from the text. That's a Z move. Took text and added simple text animation. And then down here at the bottom, I'm going to use the arrow keys so you can watch this. The into the fire pushes in Z space coming through the image. There it is, right there. That's not a wipe. It's just extruding through Z space, going from behind the picture to in front. And then it's moving in Z space to grow in size and rotating on the Y-axis until it gives us the full look. Now, wouldn't it be cool if instead of just using that image, if I could create this as a template for Final Cut and add what's called a drop zone, which allows me to add video inside Final Cut, add a drop zone that allows me to use this as a coming up bumper for any show that I'm working on. I can change the text and I can change the video. Here's how. With the text, let's just select that first. With the text, whatever text you enter, if you want it to be editable inside Final Cut, make sure the inspector text buttons are selected, go all the way down to the bottom of the advanced category, and say editable in Final Cut Pro. Editing in Final Cut means that you can double-click on the text in the viewer and you'll be able to change the text. The other thing that we want to do is I want to take the glass here out and replace it with a drop zone. A drop zone is a placeholder that I can animate in motion but add the video to in Final Cut. So again, select our project, object, add a drop zone, and we'll just pull that down, grab the drop zone. Here, drop zone, pull it down. Let's put it on top of the glass. Okay? This is such a cool tip. Watch this. This just blew me away when I learned it. I read it in Mark Spencer's book. By the way, if you're looking for good books on motion, Mark Spencer has written some excellent ones. I'm going to go to Inspector. I'm going to go to Properties. And notice that I've selected glass. Take the transform, just grab the name and drag it on top of the drop zone, and it automatically inherits all of the keyframes, all of the size, position, rotation, scaling, everything. It's simply dragged over. But now it needs to add the glow. So we'll scroll farther down, see where it says drop shadow, drag drop shadow on top of the drop zone. And now I'm going to turn off the glass, and notice the drop zone's a different size. I got to resize that. Let's just set this to 100% because the video got scaled differently than the drop zone. Move to here. There we go. Now look at this. The drop zone flies back, has the glowing shadow. Everything comes back out. It works exactly the same. Why? Because I was able to copy the settings from glass directly on drop zone by dragging the name of that particular setting group directly on top of the drop zone. So now we need to move this over to Final Cut. So we'll do that by, say, Publish as Template. I want this to be a Final Cut generator, so I'm going to say Final Cut generator, and we're going to call this Coming Up Bumper, and click Publish. It's going to take a couple seconds to save, and this easily, I've taken my 3D stuff. I haven't even moved the camera yet. I could add a camera sweep to this if I want, but I just want to show you how we could animate a drop zone, hide this, show Final Cut, go to Generators. There's our graphic. We'll drop it in here, make it a 720p session, and notice that when I click on this and go to Generator, there's my drop zone. There's the shot I want to add to the drop zone. Apply clip and play it. And there's our text. Double click into the West. Bum, bum, bum. And play it. I can change. I've added my own video. I've changed the text. and I was able to create that 3D effect inside Motion. The key is when you're saving it, you want to save it and check the bottom checkbox. It says Save as a Final Cut Generator. It'll then save in whatever category you select. There's Custom Backgrounds, and there's my Coming Up bumper. That's the one that I saved the first time. It was in Generators Custom Backgrounds, and there's Larry Effects, which is the one I saved the second time. This has been an excerpt of a recent Power Up webinar taking a look at 3D space in Motion 5.2. For the complete version of this online training, please visit our store at larryjordan.com/store and look for Webinar 166. By the way, if you need to stretch your training dollars, a membership to our video training library saves you money and time. You can access all of our videos for a low monthly price of only $19.99. That's more than 1,200 movies, hundreds of hours of training, all in depth and all up to date. Plus, members can attend any of our Power Up webinars for free. Our training covers Apple and Adobe software. We update it every week, and for more information, visit larryjordan.com/membership. And thanks